Hello, I'm Wendy Brickman of Brickman Marketing, host of the monthly Brickman Banner Show. Today is my very special guest. I am pleased to have Buster Crivello from Festa Italia Monterey. Welcome, Buster.
Welcome, Wendy.
So tell us about your very interesting background and your career, including your important role in the fishing industry.
Well, I came in the United States 1961, August, and I've been here since then. So really, I'm more American than I'm Italian. But I'm born in Sicily, and so I still be Sicilian. Okay, so I came and my first job was to work at the Fisherman's Wharf, which I was a professional dishwasher. Wow. And my whole life, I never saw dishing besides my mother washing at home. But the first week, in those days, the wharf was a very busy person. So a
was
lot
that
of
Rappa's restaurant?
Yeah, Rappa's Seafood, correct. And
right.
Joseph also. They were both the same owner, the relative of mine. So when I started working there, the first week, I could not handle it. So because I was when I was 17 years old, I used to run my own bar in Sicily. So right away, I had to get out of there. So I found a job on the same place. I was cleaning the restaurant and prepare the food for the whole day. So from there on, I met a couple of people. One was a Japanese person that I used to buy fish from when I ordered for Rappa's. So we became a very good friends. And at those days, they were thinking about it, open up a freezing plant in Monterey, California. So from there, one of my relatives, my grandfather brought him fishing in Alaska and Naknek, Alaska, and Bristol Bay. So he approached me, he wanted me to go fishing with him in Naknek. So I said, okay. And from there on, I started going to Alaska. I went in Alaska from 1961 to 1977.
Is that for salmon?
The fish for sockeye salmon, gillet.
Right.
And in the meantime, I was going with that kind of deal. And when they built the plant in Monterey was finished, it was a Japanese descendant, a Japanese American. So they approached me. They wanted me to contact the fishermen and become a fish buyer for the Consolidated Factor Sea Product. That's the name of the company. So from there, I think it was a very active because they would stay here. So the people approach me, either me, I have to make a choice, either to go Alaska or either to go stay in the Monterey and run it or the company. The fishing industry was, the fishing
Consolidated.
Consolidated. It wasn't the selling end of it, sea product. It wasn't the producer. In those days, Consolidated was the biggest imported fish from Japan, swordfish. If you could recall, those days was the mercury in this fish. So all the sun, the industry got almost destroyed. Right. We had 172 fishing vessel, not fishing vessel, it's a coast ships. They used to bring fish in the United States, in San Francisco and Oakland.
I love swordfish. I ate a lot of mercury then.
I know, yeah. But there was one of those unfortunate things because you have to eat so much swordfish every day to affect you. So right. It was a kind of a flu deal, like a normal, So from there, then I made a decision either go in Alaska and come back and no work at the job. In the meantime, they developed the fishing industry, the squid fishery. So that was one of the main, the building, the Monterey plant, and plus, we will get import and export and sell to the restaurant or sellers. So I made the decision because I thought it was more profitable to me to quit Alaska and stay home. Plus, I just got married, so things was a little active. So from then, I made the decision to stay and start working for Consolidated Factory. So in the meantime, the industry got so big in fishery on the squid, it was a 6 days a week. I mean, that was a fishery. I mean, you
Yeah.
go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning and you come home at 12 o'clock at night.
You got to be young.
And
gotta be young.
yeah, that's all the way. And nobody else can, can handle that kind of hours and those things. And that was work, nothing automatic work like the way they do it now,
Yeah.
Because we used to get up in the morning, go unload the boats, then they pack the squid and freeze them in Watsonville. And from there on, then you come back the next day to do it again and again. In those days, it was a very
Did it export to Japan, the squid?
Yeah, we export it to all over the world, not
All
just
over the world.
Japan. Yeah, Germany, England, all
Whoever
like
liked squid,
Italy,
yeah.
in those days, squid was a very popular item. Okay,
Still is.
and still is today.
Yeah.
The trouble is that today it be controlled by the fishing game, and then when they start issue the permits, it became just like you saw today. You saw about what was it? Almost 230 permits or 230 bay boats. Then the fish day and night. If that's kind of work, you end up wonder why the fish gets destructive. I also was in the fishing game department on the Sacramento, for the control of everything, all the on the.
Because if you
the-
overfish,
I don't think it's a question of the fish because is it the condition. They always thought a squid will come in and spawn there for many years, which is not the truth. A squid spawns even 2 times a year. But the problem is too many boats and destroy the grounds because a squid, everybody gathered in one spot and they all spawned it. And when they start working for the old days, they worked just a little lampada fishery. It's a different method.
right?
Same fishery, that's where the problem started. Because center fish, you drag the bottom, and anything you pick up on the bottom, you destroy it. A lot of times they used to come and deliver, and then a bunch of mass of eggs mixed with the fish. Because if you ever see one, it's like your hand. One tie that to one the center, and all the little fingernail, a little eggs bags
That won't hatch because
and
you
then
took them
when
out
I
of the water.
if you destroy them. Okay,
Right.
then of course, parameter was the only method, but later on there comes sonar, radar, all kinds of equipment. So they got very
Lights.
efficient. Okay, lights. That was another one. Because then they didn't leave them alone. If the fish have to do what they have to do during the daytime, and then at nighttime, then they go run around. Okay, so with the time.
When did you move to Heritage Harbor? Consolidated. You said had a branch at Heritage Harbor?
No, we the main office was at the Heritage Harbor.
Okay.
Was
Next
at
to the wharf.
Was next to the Ginza restaurant where Beniana is now. There should be
Yes.
our offices, the whole thing, which later on they sell it, But we had a plan all the way from Astoria to San Diego. We had a different plan. Some was all seller, some was a packing room. We had a Crescent City plan. We packaged crabs, shrimp meat, and then other species, whitey, which we call whitey by the axe fish. Okay, so we really had a handful, and the company got a biggest company worth there was in the old days over $10 billion.
10 billion.
10
In
billion.
this, and this is in the
That's
70s or
in
80s?
we're talking
80s?
about 60, 65. That's when
That's
the
huge.
things are it was a huge, yes. And from there on, then things little by little they start going down the hill because of the squid, they start disappear, other fish disappear, the condition of the fishing game was like everything else. The older people retire and the new people come in, they never bother to look at what the old people left. This is one of them, our main fault on the fishing industry. If somebody will go see the work that the old guys are leaving, and the biologists and everything else, then we will have at least a knowledge. But like everything else, when the people come, all they want to go up the ladder, making more money, and then they disengage for the knowledge that they used
Yeah,
to
you
be.
got to learn from history.
That's right. That's about nobody care about that. Even today, it's about that's the
We
way it
try.
is. And from there, then I quit Alaska. I started working in local about fish all over the California coast, about fish in San Francisco Bay. I used to leave my home, and I will say in October, and go back and go buy, set up a plant, set up fish pumps up and down San Francisco Bay, and buy herring fishery for Japan. Herring roe fishery, because
Right.
the Japanese
Yeah.
was one of the only one to to process the roe and sell it to the Japan market. And from then in 19 maybe I would say on the 70, when I was 50 years old, I started come out. Never was sick in one day in my life. But when I turned 50, I guess everything catch on to you. So
Right.
I started a problem with my heart disease, diabetes. So from there on, I had to kind of slow down. And by the time the industry area paid it out, because the price to Japan was so expensive, there was not even worth it for them to lose the interest. So after that, I was working at the main office, which was at the Ginza, and then we'll go to Moslandi, make sure that everything worked and go. I had a plant in Oxnard, I had a plant in the Crescent City, like I said, and I had a plant in Moslandi. Those was the processing plant. Crescent City was one of the main, and from there on, the big empire will consolidate the product. It kind of start go deteriorating. The old people die. The old people that didn't want to, kind of slow down.
Yeah.
So
Work
that's
so
a part
hard.
of my life.
Well, that's a great career. And just to ask, we have to ask you for your special calamari recipe, but not tonight.
Okay, maybe some other time.
Yeah. So
Okay.
after that, you basically retired and worked on the Festa Italia, which is in its 86th year.
Yes.
This year?
And
88th year, 88th year.
This
88.
year,
88.
88, yes. That included that 1 year. Last year we didn't have it.
And that'll be September
Unfortunate.
10th through 12th. 2021.
2021. That will be the festival this year. It
It'll
will
be the
at
Custom House Plaza.
Yes. It will be at the Custom House Plaza. It's a 3-day event, and we open on Friday. We got entertainment for the whole day, and all the way to 9 o'clock. We got
Great
beautiful entertainment, like Pasquale is one of the PBS, main entertainment group. And then also we got the Money Band, and we got Anthony Lane, the Murata family all the way participate, the Tarantella dance, and also we got a mess that we used to do at the San Carlos Cathedral.
Right.
Now this year, just because of the epidemic, we had to go on the outside, and we have to do, and we will do at the 10 o'clock on Saturday at the plaza.
Okay? Right. And then you'll have a procession.
Then, yes, then we will have it, what do we call it? After the opening ceremony, we will have the parade, the little parade. It's not parade, it's like a
Procession.
Procession, right?
Yeah.
We go to the Fisherman Wharf, where it's customary that we bless their feet, because the Santa Rosalia is a traditional patron over the Sicilian fishermen who came down from Palermo. The tradition was founded by the fisherman's wife. I not exactly 1 year, but I think it's about 80 years, 80 years ago. But when it been changed hands, the heritage took over, the Santoville took over, the church took over, because it's a kind of like a big type of deal, because everything is volunteer and everything is donated, everything is, people put the time in it, and you know, so far as I could say, I hate bragging, but this is one of the best festivals and stay hotel, I think in the United States. I've been told, but people that come, you know, to the tourist, and they say that's the best festival.
Yeah, I had some friends who just happened to be in town a couple of years ago and they just loved it. And there's something for everyone, all ages. Let's talk
Yeah.
about, so Festa Italia Foundation, a 501c3 puts it on. And what's the cost to attend this festival?
It costs nothing. It's
I
free.
know.
It's free to the public. And this year we didn't have a successful year because normally we have some fundraiser during the years, try to accumulate money because this festival, believe it or not, it cost $174,000 last year. And so it's a very
this year.
expensive. It's expensive this
So
year.
you're looking for sponsors that get
We're
a lot
looking
of
for
recognition.
Sponsor, yes, and we gotta be like, we lost a few sponsors because of the pandemics. And, you know, we got a few banks that we do business with. This festival is more as a family festival. Family, you use your family, you use your friends, you use anything you can to make this successful festival.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And tell us about the delicious food that is offered and how it's
We
made
got
and
it.
what's offered.
We got I think it's about 10 booth, which is the serve the arancini, spaghetti and meatballs. They are squid. They offer steaks sandwich
love the steak
and
sandwich.
sausage sandwich.
Right?
Also we got some desserts like a cannoli. We used to have ice cream, but this year we're not going to have it because it you know, it takes too much equipment to keep it cold. And it was a problem, so we kind of tried to alleviate it from there. And maybe we came up with something about that. We got Italian cookie,
That'd be fun.
or you know, we did it 1 year. It was pretty successful, but it's very hard to deal with. What they call it? We call it Milancani sandwich with eggplant. You know, eggplant has very good dishes. It's kind of was a vegetarian dish, but it's a very not only costful, but it's a lot of involvement to do it.
Labor, time.
Labor, and you know, and like we don't know how this thing got to work out really this year, because you know, last year we didn't
Delta
have it.
variant. Yeah.
So until we find out, hopefully we will have a good season. So that
And we
that's
forgot to mention the weekend master of ceremonies. Tell us about.
Oh yeah, we used to have it what we call a marshal, grand marshal, okay, and which was one of the fishermen. Every year we change his. Originally it was a skipper from the boat, but then we had another skipper, so we went to a fisherman, established fisherman of the Monterey area. So, but this year we're not going to have it because we didn't make in time to have it in Coronation Ball, which where we elect a queen for the festival. So we kind of had to skip that one because by the time we find out that the state allowed us to have this festival, it was not time to consume to do the one or the other. And also, unfortunately, we had to cut down the parade. The parade was a family in the kind of family get together. You know, we had it
At the San Carlos Cathedral.
at San Carlos Cathedral. We live at San Carlos Cathedral, and we watched where we run it to Main Street through the plaza, and that's when the rest of we go to the wharf and bless the fleet because it's traditional. You know, the fishermen is to bring the boat around, and the priest or whoever, the cardinal or anybody will bless the fleet when they should go out to fish.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Also, tell us one more minute about, normally we tell us about the Queen and the Coronation Ball. What's that about?
What it is that we always elected one of the queen, to be the elected queen for their 1 year, and we give them a scholarship. Our CO13, I think we have to, promote it and give a scholarship. Yeah. Yeah, we
For
give
college?
we give it 5 scholarship yearly, and we will do it again this year because uh, the scholarship is something that the young people they will use it when they go to the college, and
It's very
also
expensive.
very expensive to go into college today, so kind of help as much, with $1,000 each person for scholarship plus the queen. Okay, so
And the queen will probably be on site during the,
we hopefully if they don't go to school because that's
Yeah.
the problem. Our festival is right when the people that they have to start the
September
year.
10th.
But the way we're looking this year, yeah, I don't know. What's going to happen yet, really. Because it is.
Well, if we don't do it this year, we'll do it next, but yeah,
let's
hopefully
hope.
it'll be fine. We're an outdoor festival, which makes it a lot safer if people are
Yeah.
sick anyway, and they want to wear a mask, they can wear a mask. It's outdoor. What
That's
about the Bocce tournament? Tell us a little
The
bit about
Bocce
that.
Tournament has been a very event that everybody coming from all over the town, all over the city, and all over like Sacramento, San Jose, San Francisco, that they come and play. And we got a also first that we, first, second, and
Much
third,
prize?
fourth place, first. The money you win, the money, with the first place, second place, third place, fourth place. Okay, so we kind
People
of
love it.
keep it. Keep a lot of people that will love the bocce. The bocce sport is a really active and really fun to play.
Absolutely. And we have special Festa Italia merchandise that Michelle does a
Yes.
great job with. Tell us about that.
Michelle Speciali has
Yeah.
been doing it the last 3 years, I think 3 or 4 years. She's been doing a wonderful job. Try to get it, try
Cute
to get
stuff.
the equipment, for sale at the booth. Like this year, the soccer ball is Italy is in the first place. So we hopefully if we recruited some of the memorabilia and
Good
maybe
idea.
we could sell out the booth for the, for the.
But she has hats and t-shirts. I have a
Oh,
keychain that I love.
You got, all
Stuff for
sorts of-
babies, I think. Cute
Yeah.
stuff.
You got all the different items, like, what do you call it? Apron,
Yeah.
with the Italian logo or Italian, words and say something, whatever, that we could promote.
And we also have a limited number of vendor spaces. I think we're selling out for
Correct.
that, where there's some
Correct.
craft.
There's a craft that we did there. There's some things for the kids, like we got a bubbles.
Bubble and balls. Tell us about
bubble
that.
balls and stuff like that. What it is a bowl in water, and people get inside there, and the kids will love it. And plus, there's something like those slides that the kids
Bungee cord,
bungee cord. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so we try to get an entertainment, complete entertainment for family.
Yeah, people love it. And the schedule specifically this year is
The schedule this year, we start Friday, is a 3 to 8.
9.
Because at 9, but we have to shut our liquor booth for
At 8.
1 hour.
Oh, we do have beer and wine.
We have a beer wine, correct. And on Saturday is at 10 o'clock with the mass.
Right.
And then we open ceremony, then we'll have the mass. And then we entertainment starts, if I'm not mistaken, around 11:30.
Yes.
Some around the neighborhood. It goes all the way to 9 o'clock at night. And a Sunday, it will be 10 or 11 to 5.
6.
Or 6, I'm sorry, yeah.
I think 5, we'd probably have to cut off the beer and wine.
Cut off the beer wine also before 1 hour, like a State California, they're telling us we have to start 1 hour prior than the closing time.
Well, it's a fantastic schedule.
Yes, we hope that we will have a good response for the people, and we.
And you have seating, don't you? Don't you have seating usually?
Yes,
Seating?
normally we got a big tent, and with the big tent for the seating in underneath. And then also we got tables with the umbrella, the Moretti beer umbrella to advertise. And hopefully this year I'll have a different kind because I'm already got bought out by Heineken. So we'll see what else can we could come up with. And if anybody wants any information, we could go on the Festa Italia Monterey.org, or you could call Wendy at or you could call me. The trouble is, I won't be home very much.
Call me and I'll get you an answer or get you to Buster. My number is 831-633-4444. And I'm blessed to be able to work with this. I think is my third year working on the festival, which I love, and helping with the PR and marketing and the setup with my colleague Antoinette. And, it is a remarkable festival. And if you're in the area, we hope you'll come by and just get a feel for it, because it's fun and the entertainment is top rank. I mean, S. Pasquale, who started out there years ago, that you discovered him later, went on. His voice is like magic. His voice is incredible.
Right. And
yeah,
now
Mike Murata Jr. and Dennis Murphy and Dave Daly and
yes,
it's incredible. And Anthony
Lane. You got Anthony Lane
and Money Band is my favorite, though. Yeah, number one band and the Chicano All Stars.
So we kind of try to combine every kinds of people all together, and like this, we will have a better result. That I like has been up over the years.
Yeah, and again, if you want to get part of it, become part of it. I think there are 4-hour shifts as volunteers, and you get maybe a food coupon. I'm not sure what happens.
Yes, we feed you, and
it's delicious.
We also want you to work for, because like I say, it's a volunteer work, and we try to do this for the community. Monterey has always been a place where the tourism is the first priority.
Yep.
And we hope that we could help out and do it again and again.
And I'll just say, for this year, I know there's parking in the waterfront parking lot next to the wharf. There's parking in the Heritage Harbor. There's also parking in the downtown garages, and there's the MST trolley daily from 10 to 6, and you can take it right up to the head of the wharf, which is adjacent to the Custom House Plaza. So there's a lot of ways to get there, or Uber. So don't let that put you off. It's really well worth your time. So thank you, Buster, for being here with us today and sharing your story briefly, and we can go on another time. And also we hope the viewers will be able to stop by Festa Italia.
I want to thank you, my board, because it's not a one-man job, because it's an effort from a lot of people.
Absolutely.
This year we're kind of in a hurry, but we still hopefully could make it happen.
Yeah, you've got pros on your board. So thank you for being with us, Buster. And again, the website is festaitaliamonterey.org. And we hope to see you there, and good night.
And thank you.